we say knowledge, right? To look with some respect. When you ask questions, a lot of people think it's an implication. Like, I'm trying to ask you questions so I can understand where you're coming from. I'm not trying to imply that anything is wrong with what you're doing, but sometimes it's like, if you subconsciously feel like something's wrong with you doing, then you're going to get defensive.
Right.
I remember one time, example, I remember I was, made me think about it. I was walking around my neighborhood, I ran into the guy, Divine New Education on My Life, right? And I told him I was on a date. I think somebody was drinking and they offered me a drink, and I said, nah, I'm on a fast right now. And Divine asked me, was that is this the first time I ever fast? And I was like, what? No, God. And then he was like, why you getting all like excited? You could have just said no. So that made me think, why did I get excited? Like, you know what I mean? He didn't imply anything, he just asked a question, you know?
Yeah, communication is an interesting thing, man, and people's understanding comes from, a lot of times it has to do with what they've been through, their cultural background.
Yeah.
So you could be saying something to somebody,
And they take it
totally different. Like, you trying to make this point, but they take it all the way over there. Like,
I wasn't talking about that.
I wasn't. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, but I think us as a nation, we could do better in terms of like communicating with each other.
Yeah, I think a part of it though has to be a lot of like the nothingness has to be taken out, the ego and the small discrepancies, and everybody has to get together and think about the bigger picture as a whole, as opposed to like what they try to impose their will on another person, you know. So I think that's a huge act, and just get the work done. Because one thing I see from the time I came here, got knowledge, to now, it was a point where every year I'm seeing less people show up to the events. Even not even just young people, just people within the nation. It's like less people. And then when I navigate different ciphers, the new generations, a lot of them don't even know about this app.
Right.
So like while we arguing about this and that, it's just like people who don't know nothing at all, we're supposed to be teaching them and making knowledge go on, instead of arguing about who gave you what and who gave it, how you give it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's one of those things where just come together and get it done, you know? But I think the simplest thing is just like really to like get it done. Okay, what you gonna do, how we gonna do it. I remember I was reading George Jackson book, and he said something, I think it's something called counterproductive revisionary, something like that. And like people talking about something so much that nothing ever gets done. We keep going over and over and over again that nothing gets done. At one point, then like now we're moving backwards. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where like at some point we have to say, okay, what are we trying to do? Whose role is what? And let's come together. You know?
God, what you just said, God, I think you just like hit. That was like
the nail.
What visionary? Counterproductive visionary?
Revisionary, yeah.
That's what I'm start calling boy kid.
Don't do that.
As soon as you said that, I was like, oh
damn.
What documentary?
No, that's something to look at, because us as a nation, God, we like we're clashing with each other so much, but we're suffering in terms of like you said, our events.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not, certain things is not getting done, and the 85%, like the whole 5% versus the Nation of Gods and Earths, or power refinement, power, culture freedom, all those things, God, only we care about that.
But even if you care about those things, I think the main thing is like go teach people how you want to teach. You don't have to come and
right. But what I'm saying is that us as a nation, like the 85 is watching us, like we want to learn, but they not.
That literally happened.
We don't care about that.
I was teaching a young brother, and he was talking about like discrepancies online, and he was like, well, what if I, like, there's people in my neighborhood I want to put on to this, but like with all these discrepancies, it's like if your house not clean, why would I come over?
Right.
However, I told him just this knowledge of self. So focus on yourself first, as opposed. But I also get his perspective as well, because it's confusing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because if you think like the knowledge itself, I'm like, that's not how it goes.
Yeah.
What you mean? Like I can't, look at myself the way that I want to look at myself. I can't see myself or see the world. Like, it's not how it goes. It goes like this.
I'll say one thing though. I'll say the best thing to do. I've heard Dark Kim say this a few times. Just like mathematics is here and now. So sometimes people get caught up in this person said that. Can you show and prove that without using that person's name, using mathematics right now? Because that's what the mathematics is there for. You know what I mean? Not to just, we have the power degree in the 1 to 14 that talk about using other people's name as a shield. So it's one of those things. Not to say obviously everything that happened before us has a purpose, and we wouldn't be here. This generation wouldn't be here if people previously here didn't do their job. Right. However, it's a borderline between giving praise and worshiping. You know, and once we become people worshipers, then we're kind of bringing in the same mindset that the so-called religious world has. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I see that, God. Like if you listen to certain older gods, when they build about their experience, like the experience is specific, straight to them. Yeah. Like it's not all across the board. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's your history. Yeah. And a lot of times like because when I came in the room and I said this, the God was like, that's peace. Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like that was specific. That was then. That was specific to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't necessarily. I'm not saying it's wrong today. It's just that that's more like that's something for you to learn from and draw that example out of. It's not a like a universal thing.
One thing too, I think is context. I remember one time the guy Ramon Supreme, like people be like Allah said. What was the sentence before he said that, and what was the sentence after that? So if you just regurgitate what somebody says and you don't really have no comprehension of why it was said in that particular day and time, how it related to then and how it relates to now, then you took it on face value. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You lose the whole perspective
of it, the whole point. You know, it goes over your head. So it's one of the things. There's things that I've heard one brother say Allah said. I heard other brothers say Allah said it. And if I didn't have an understanding, it would sound like those things are opposing things. But it makes sense in totality. But in regards to what those particular individuals was dealing with at that time. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But I think the biggest thing, what they said Allah said, like if you want to see me come together,
And that's what we, as a whole, neglect to do, is come together. You know what I'm saying? But that's a lesson for me. You know what I'm saying? As I more and more says it just come together. So now, like with these different events that are happening, so I took like what my brother was saying. Like he was like, "Yo, like just make it happen, right?" Yeah. But, I mean, I could argue with that, but I could also say like, you know what?
Let me just make it happen.
Let me just add on. So I got on the call, and I was like, I made knowledge on. This is how I see it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, for me, I could think like, I should know this already. But that's an assumption on my part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let me make the knowledge born and say, and it's now the wheels are turning. Like when you like even with like the school, I would come here and be like, this is getting done. Like all these different meetings and committees and whatnot, they adding on, and then it's just not getting done. Right. And I had to call it, God, you know about securing the building with your, yeah, I'm come through. I'm gonna do the nod. And he's the one who came through and actually made it happen. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes like, damn, I said, all I had to do was look at my contacts from my phone. I had to just add on. You know what I mean? But see, for me, my thing is the communication, and this is what I do. This is a form of communication. You know what I mean? And trying to make the best of that. You know what I mean? And slowly but surely, I think people are seeing it. You know what I mean?
One of the things I always draw up is like the equality degree in the 1 to 10. How much is for land used daily by total population per Earth? For land used daily by total population per Earth, 29 minutes per mile. So I see they talking about something that's useful. Land is a resource, right? But the highest resource is really our own mental and physical abilities. And the people we come together with to build with. So if we dealing the supreme quality that we're supposed to be, the wisdom that we manifest will be born alive. Things will be getting accomplished. We'll be successful in all of our undertakings. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so it's one of those things. Sometimes we don't. I realize that just on like not just within the nation, but on a small spectrum. I'll see people like, damn, I need this, I need that. But did you think about this person? If you call this person, like, you know what I mean? It's like it's right in front of your face. And I think some of it also has to do with the mystery God concept too. Like people think about some far off mystery thing. Yo, your brother right there does that. You know what I mean? Right. And even in Elijah Muhammad books, he would build about that in the sense of black people, original people want to start at the top. So like, all right, let's say I got a degree in chemistry. Now I just want to build the top chemistries. But he said once you take a brother from the lowest and teach him and raise him up, you have a brother forever. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it takes longer, but you're going to get the work done and y'all have that bond as opposed to wanting to start at the top and then you don't know what these people's character is and then you may have to be subjected to things that are really not aligned with your principles and morals. And just start with what you got right here, you know?
Right. First things first.
Yeah. So it's one
That's
of
well
those,
said.
but
That was well said.
if we keep thinking about what we like need to do or what we should do, we're overlooking the things that I think a lot of things I'm even spending time with Infinite out your mom. Like even if it's people he know like personally and me and other brothers say we're about to go build with him, he would just say just take the best part for yourself. If it's about community work and getting stuff done, he was never like no, don't build that brother. He never. The most he would say is I don't deal with religious people, but unless that's the most he would say. But other than that, it's like even in that context though, if we get stuff from the community, he'll get with anybody and do stuff with the community. But other than that, he was like. He'll be like, focus on who's here, don't focus on who's not there. Focus on what you do have, don't focus on what you don't have. And then the more you do use what you got to get what you want, then people gonna see that and then add on. Because not everybody sees the vision beforehand. Not everybody has foresight. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, some people only have hindsight. So it's one of those things, it's like, oh damn, the guy did say he's gonna work on this, boom, boom. Let me add on now, because you see it moving, you know?
So God, would you say the hard part about getting everyone to come together is just not enough people who are actively trying to make that happen?
No, I think because God, that's a principle that's a part of our nation. You know what I'm saying? Just that, brothers is just for whatever reason. Okay, I don't mess with them. I'll come together with P, but I don't like Supreme Being. You know what I'm saying? Like they got poor knowledge over there.
Right.
I don't even want to go build with them. You know what I'm saying? Or the reverse might be like, the last time God bombed me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get bombed, or there's a whole bunch of different factors in terms of like why people not coming together.
Right,
but at the end of the day, man, that's really the key. You know what I'm saying? We are our best resource. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, brothers. It's just like my tree is this, or this person taught me, and it winds up just being a cycle of not coming together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or brothers getting the work done in different aspects, but not making it a total
right.
On a bigger spectrum.
Yeah. Because I think like with the Supreme this Region 11 conference, like I think brothers they were on their job. You know what I'm saying? And maybe because for me I don't like to be on. I don't want to be on Zoom call. Like I'm kind of like burnt out with like all these different calls and stuff like. And I got other things going on in my life, right? Yeah. So I may assume like, okay, well, this information that I have, y'all already have that. Y'all should know that.
Right.
I presented it a certain way to like each one of y'all individually. I thought y'all know. You know what I'm saying? I assume that. So I don't need to get on the call with y'all. So then months pass by. Well, wait, when I call it, well, what's happening?
Right.
Well, we at this. So you still need this part? Damn. So let me reiterate it. So now it's like now I got on call and now the wheels is turning and whatnot and we'll see what's gonna go. But we're gonna get it done. It's just
even with that, it makes me think of like utilizing the earth too, because we keep saying brothers, you know what I mean? But sisters are really good at bringing things together as well, you know what I mean? So when we just put it all, obviously the way the knowledge, the original man is the foundation. However, like the knowledge, wisdom brings the understanding and what together. Right. So it's one of those things. Once again, using all the resources.
And a lot of times we don't use the resources like. Like Mara was saying, she wanted to come. I think I told you, right, that she wanted to come to the school and clean the school.
Oh yeah, you told me. Yeah,
right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah.
And if you got a time of day, she told me I'm pull up and help.
Right.
I have other people come up and help.
Right. And there's other earths that, but then there's so many activities going on here. It's almost it clashes sometimes. Right. So it's like they don't even have the space to clean up. You know what I'm saying? Like she, for instance, the earth was saying, she wanted to do. On weekends, but the weekends you got your class, you got a lot of short class, and you got a
So if you come early in the morning, like what time of school?
Early morning. Yeah, but then that means like they're gonna do it. Then it's like undone almost immediately.
I mean,
right?
we could do like a deep, because I remember one time I came here and it was really, really clean. And the guy's name, I forgot, but he was like, yo, he usually cleans it up before when he knows a class is the next day. But it was really like, he was like, I'm being very intentional. Yeah. You know, but it can't be all on one individual. But if we do one good, deep clean, and then obviously with anything, Cypher's gonna have to keep getting clean, but at least that big, deep clean where everybody's helping each other out will
Right.
that could be even an initiative. We could make. See, what I'm saying? We could make a flyer for that, post it everywhere. We do an initiative to clean the last school method. We want to add on whatever supplies you could bring. You know, that's literally just make it happen.
Well, God, you know, that's why it's pleased that I'm in tune with you, because now you here at the school, teaching the class. You have just as much say so as everybody else that's here. You know what I'm saying? And we come together and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And get the sisters that want to add on and whatnot. Like, it's really in our hands. You know what I'm saying? Like you we here now. It's like we the ones who's gonna really take the initiative. You know what I'm saying? Really, like more so because you younger and even wise.
Even with the class, when I was reaching out about the class, and then I went through certain channels, and then I headed to a camera bot. He was just like, "You want to do a class? Show up here on this day." it was
right.
Don't even wait for the other stuff.
Right. You see, those other brothers, they was preoccupied.
Yeah, he might have been caught up in other things that had their attention, but it was just like, okay, once the guy said, just show up. Same thing I just said. Be this day at this time, and we go from there.
Right.
That's simple, you know.
That's simple. But now you're actually one of the people somebody will come to. Yo, how do I get? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you done went through the gauntlet a certain way, like, you know, the frustration, and then got your class successfully, and then now you know can help other people. Like when they come, like say, I got a program, I got this and third. How can I? Well, this is who you might want to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to these people because these people might stall. They might be too busy. Go specifically here. This, you know what I mean? Like, I was the sons with CLR Nation.
I'm the wrong one to be asking, guy. Really? I've been a little bit out of tune.
Why? Why are you out of tune, bro?
Caught up in the Justice Cipher and Family Cipher and all that. I've been pretty out of tune as of late.
So what is it? Something you could do to correct that? I mean, you here now. Why now?
Absolutely. Yeah. There's always a way. You know, if there's a will, there's a way. It has been more difficult for me as of late compared to maybe last year or the year before. Right. So I've definitely been a little bit out of tune.
Have you finished your lessons? You been 120? You don't have 120 yet. Where are you at?
I'm at the 1 of 14. I'm on the God degree in the 1 of 14.
Okay, I think the last time we built, you was on the understanding degree.
Yeah.
It's taking that long to
I've been dragging my feet too, bro.
You dragging your feet.
Yeah.
What's the solution for that?
See, so this is what me and P Almighty were just building on before you got here is it's just you got to prioritize it now. He was saying you got to prioritize it now because like the responsibilities and the things you have to tend to outside of it now, the family, the money, whatever. That's only gonna get worse and worse and worse as you go. It's only gonna get great,
Those responsibilities get heavier.
They're gonna add up and all that. So it's really about getting it in the now, rather than thinking about it down the road.
I mean, at times like that, it took me 2 years. How long took you? 120.
It took me like 2 years, but it was like, I don't know if I told you, I got from knowledge, so I got all the way to a wisdom builder straight degree, and then summertime came. And then by the time the December came, I had to start all over again. But approximately like a little less than 2 years.
Yeah, no, it took. We was not lollygagging too. You know what I'm saying? And we was walking with each other, but not to say that it's a big rush, because you want to get it, you want to make sure you get it right. And I've known brothers who knowledge 120 in like 6 months,
right? And
then years later they lost it. Like they got it that easy, and it was easy for them to lose it,
right?
Like so, like sitting with it, like how well do you know at least the understanding degree? Remember we was all on understanding degree?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that degree? Do you know that degree?
In the 114?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, well?
I know every word.
Okay, so let's build on it.
You want me to specifically?
Yeah, let's degree.
Understanding degree is, why did we let a half-original man like Columbus discover the poor part of the planet Earth? Answer, because the original black man is God and owner of the earth.
Wait, within? Is that?
I said because the original black man is God and owner of the earth, and knowing every square inch of it, he chosen for himself the best part. He did not care about the poor part. Columbus was a half-original man born in Italy, which is in Southeast Europe. His full name was Christopher Columbus, and the place he discovered was North America. He found the Indians here, He found the Indians here. I'm falling off.
Who were?
Found the Indians here who were, I'm trying to find the word.
Exile, no.
Who were exiled from India 6,000 years ago. They too were also original.
16,000 years ago.
60,000 years ago. They too were also original people.
I see it.
We built on this one actually. The way I see that one is that like you gotta tend to your worst parts sometimes before the devil comes and takes it.
Or the poor
part, prime self.
Yes.
Right before the devil comes and takes it, right? Like the best example, at least from my perspective and what I've seen, is like, let's say my poor part is like my house, right?
Your house?
It's my house, right? If I'm not taking care of it, if I'm not doing this and that, devil's gonna, I'm renting. Devil's gonna come and kick me out of my house, right? It's the small things that you look at as the poor part, or maybe you don't, but the small things around you that you don't place your importance on. You have to go and tend to those, every so often, so that you keep that as well maintained as you can.
I see that, it's also like our value systems. Like what are we valuing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I sometimes get into the debates with our hip hop brothers. Like, your value system, you value hip hop more than you value, like you came to this maybe via hip hop, but then you value hip hop so much that hip hop takes up all your time. You know about Raekwon's album, you know about Ghost's album, you know about the Wu-Tang tour, you know about that, but you ain't really study your lesson.
Yeah.
So where's your value system at? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that your poor part is like, your value system is not intact.
Right.
It's not in the right place, or it's not, or we may not share the same value system. You know what I mean? So that's why we come amongst each other and ask each other, like, what's today's mathematics? Where are you in your walk?
Right.
Where you at?
Right. Right. So you're saying that the poor part almost changes from time to time. Like the poor part is that can change.
It could shift. Depending on what other things you might be dealing with, because something more important might come along. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay, like 120 less is important, but if you got something, you got to take care of you got work. Right? So now that you got to take care of yourself. All right, you got to put your lessons aside a little bit and go get your money up, take care of your rent. Right. So the value, the job holds a certain value, more value at a particular time. Right. You know what I'm saying? But then I actually need my lessons. Like, whether I get fired from the job or whatever, I still need these lessons. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So, it's all how you see it, how you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I want to add on with that, because I see there's something that happens when I build with people a lot. It's like the culture is here, everything else is there. But it's like the coach is mathematics. Mathematics is everything. So like years ago, I remember I was on like a crew call with a brother, right? And he was like, yeah, he was telling brothers. I never really been with him before, but he was telling brothers on the call on himself. I haven't really been in tune because I've been taking care of life stuff. So I said mathematics is life. So he was kind of like, oh, but like things we were just talking about, like getting your money up and stuff like that. But I'm like, isn't that still mathematics? Like mathematics is not just us going through lessons and stuff like that. It's all. And what I realized, it sounds to the outsider, it will sound counterintuitive because remember we had the wisdom knowledge, the underlying idea, right? So you telling me if I study these lessons, these mathematics daily, that's gonna put everything in order in my life? It's not, but you're studying yourself, really, essentially. So if you're studying yourself, you're putting yourself in order. Just through that, everything around you is gonna start getting in order as well. So it's just like, and it even reminds me of how I see today's mathematics. I was thinking on the way here, I see today's mathematics wisdom understanding. I was thinking about detachment. You know what I mean? Detachment. Yeah. And detachment is freedom from bias, prejudice, or emotional involvement. And I realize sometimes when people get new information, they're hesitant to apply it because they're attached to whatever old stuff that they're used to. But if this detachment there, somebody's giving you something new that may be a benefit, you're going to apply it, and through that just applying it, you'll see, oh, this is how this is beneficial for me. But if you going back and forth, it's like, nah, that don't make sense, I don't see that, and you attach to what you already think you know, you're not going to apply what you need to apply to see why the best part of whatever that person is trying to let you know. You know what I'm saying? So I realize it's like, when even in my, let's say if I'm on mathematics, writing it down every day, don't know what I mean, I'm like, oh, most things is in tune with my life. As soon as I'm like you outside and get caught up in a lot of other things, I'm like, oh, damn, things are out of order. This is messed up. This is messed up. So it might sound counterintuitive because we live in a like a society under like idea, right? Do things before you focus on the outside things before you focus on yourself. You know what I mean? What other people got going on, as opposed to starting with the knowledge, applying yourself, and then getting to that understanding.
Like reversing the polarity.
Yeah, basically. But I realized that there has to be a time when like a transition period where the person just immerses himself in the culture. Like, because remember, especially the older we get, people get knowledge of the older, it's like, all right, this could be like the outside stuff. But I got to a point one time I realized, like, wait, most of the people I talk on a daily basis to is 5%. You know what I mean? And if I do talk to other people, it's getting stuff done, or I'm teaching. It's not like you know, or my physical family, but other than that, it's just like, oh, people I speak to every day is a part of the culture. And I also want to say, peace to my brother right here, because he notched 120 recently. You know what I mean?
Peace.
You know, so
congratulations, dog.
Appreciate it.
So,
I mean, a little limelight on myself, you feel me?
No.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, like.
How long did it take, How long did it take you?
About a year, 3 months.
A year, 3 months. Okay, so you got it quicker, and you were hungry. You wanted this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and then you have your support system. But in your situation, do you have like a good support system around you, like brothers that you could go through the lessons and everything?
Yeah, like I become Born King and Self Savior and INFMEGA. That's really the go-to guys that I build with on whether it's, you know, just calling today's math or going through lessons and whatnot.
Well, how often do you build them? I mean,
Self Savior I go with.
Because that's your part.
Every other day, yeah. Like me and him, and not even on the music tip. Like we're just calling each other, just checking in on each other. Like every couple days. Born King, at least, you know, once a week, couple times a week. Yeah. Yeah.
Support system is important.
It's very important.
But also too, I just think some people don't really. I see there's a separation there, because even when I build with younger guys from other places, even if they have educators and they get into the mathematics and the lessons, I'll be like, oh, did this person ask you about your family? Like goals and aspirations? A lot of times it's like, nah, it doesn't really go past what's the next lesson you gotta get. You see what I'm saying? So
that's important too.
And that's what causes the disconnect from people don't realize, no, this is a life thing. It's supposed to be immersed in all aspects of your life, not just something that like, okay, I'm a guy when I'm with the guys at Earth, but when I'm outside, I'm doing back just whatever I was doing before.
Yeah, right. Now you gotta be consistent all across the board, right? You know, like who you are.
And it works out, because I've been in situations where like I'm doing something and the guy would tell me like, yo, bro, that's not right. But I remember when he first came around, I'm like, yo, bro, you got it was the way around. And like, you know, it's like any cipher is only as strong as its weakest link. So if we all putting each other in check and making sure we're on point, then we good, you know?
Yeah.
Like, well, because it goes back to that consistency. Because when you staying consistent with certain things, rather it be dealing with music or you dealing with the youth, when you being consistent with these certain things, you get to see the best part for yourself. And when I say that, it's like, yo, like you really start reflecting on like, oh, this will work for me. This didn't work for me. How can I make what has made me weak into a strength? And if it doesn't work at all, just leave it alone. But the whole point is like, whatever works for you, you focus on that, so that way you create progress for yourself first and foremost, and then whoever's around you that you want to help, then you help them.
No, peace, God. Well, shout out to y'all, because I seen your growth and development. I seen both of y'all come through, and y'all growth and development. I seen you too, out there on building with you. I would just say, just encourage y'all, just keep on. You know what I mean? You've been here. This is the fourth time in Mecca, right? This month, because he's doing music and whatnot. But yeah, God, like next time you're in Mecca, like holler at me. Like you told me like last minute, like. Well, you told me you said you're gonna be here you said you're gonna be here early this morning, and I was hitting you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
you ain't hit me, and he was like, yo, I'm here now.
Right.
You know what I mean? But just keep adding on. This class here is an important class. You know what I'm saying? Talking mathematics. And I think y'all should be in tune. I want to connect the dots with all that we got going on. Like CLR Nation here. God got put me in tune with the brothers. I need to get that information.
A lot Victorious in Virginia.
In Virginia, you know what I'm saying? Like those brothers is doing great things.
Yeah. They dropped the book too.
Yeah.
You
know what I'm saying? So, and for me, I just want to be able to connect out and share that, we got some real positive things happening in the nation.
Right.
You know what I mean? And especially among those who are younger. I'm older, but there's brothers that are younger that are actually doing things. A lot of times, on face value, you just see the old.
Even when I was in Toronto, I met a young guy. He made a documentary about his neighborhood, and he was on the news, multiple news channels out there. I'm like, yo, he should be.
What's his name?
King Messiah.
King Messiah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I'm like, yo, that should be something that we should be supporting as a nation as well.
Well, you in tune with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you kind of put me in tune, but I didn't know that. Like, man. And then if we could get highlight that on the channel. You know what I mean? And, this is really just put our minds together, you know what I'm saying?
But one thing too I want to say is just support, like in the sense of, I realize sometimes people wait for the outside source to support, but if you look at, we talk about 85 easily led in the wrong direction, right? If one of us have a program or something, or we have a class that everybody comments, reposts, shares, if not everybody, but the majority of us do it, it's gonna get far. If it's a music video, if it's a community event, whatever, it's an initiative, it's gonna get far. Fundraiser, it's gonna get far. But if we just keep scrolling like you know what I'm saying? Then it's not. We can't. Then when the 85 hop on it, then we be like, yeah, that's the God, that's the earth. Like, nah, you should have been supporting from Chum. And one thing I would say from ultimately just my perspective is that there's a gap between the older generation and the younger generation, because as time change, you change. Maybe you might got it a certain way. I'm not talking about the teaching itself, but how you give it, in the sense
how you give it.
There's a certain time, let's say if there's certain firstborns around, they had a certain type of disposition, but like because they had so much respect and they did so much work for the nation, even if they had certain dispositions, younger brothers would be like, I gotta get this knowledge regardless. The knowledge is, the nation is not necessarily in that same predicament now. So if younger brothers is trying to reach out to you and you have this like, you have to prove to me why you're worthy, they're just gonna find somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like, who you? This is not like, and not to say, obviously everybody should be, especially if brothers getting older. Like I know when a lot of brothers got it, they like 15, 14. But if brothers getting there at 21, 20, that's a grown, you can't come like a grown man need to bow down to you. You know what I'm saying? This is, like, it's not, you're just gonna repel them,
Yeah, that comes down to like the user experience. You know what I'm saying? Like what kind of experience did you have? Like, if you came here and your experience is somebody's always bombing you, disrespecting you, why would you want to come back here? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep coming back to somewhere you ain't got no respect. So, we got, what is the user experience? What is the people's experience, with you? Are you a pleasant person? But sometimes, being unpleasant is necessary too.
Everything has its place and a part in place. Yeah,
because there are, you know, some undesirable or things that you don't really want. You gotta like freeze out your cipher. You know what I'm saying? So I understand why brothers is on it like that, but looking where we at now, like the user experience, like yeah, we you see that, you know, at our events our numbers are as, you know, yeah. So you know we might want to rethink our tactics. I mean, the knowledge is right and exactly, just but the wisdom is the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And wisdom is swift and changeable. So,
right.
You know, different things require different measures. One thing I try to do, anybody younger than me who I realize is like serious, like yo, hit my number, call me anytime, text me anytime. I don't mean I'm gonna answer anytime or anytime. Right. But if you serious about this, I'm definitely gonna follow as smooth as fast as I can. You know, because it's like this is what that's how it's gonna keep going, as opposed to like just like. I know Earths, and like younger people, guys in Earths about the culture, like they'll get in tune, get somebody's number who's older, and they'll be like, yeah, get in tune. People got lives though, so I'm not taking away from that. Right. But they like after you hit somebody 1, 2, 3 times, they don't reach back. You kind of get like, man, forget that. You know what I'm saying? You get discouraged.
Yeah. I'm a person who I'm not gonna chase nobody.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So I don't expect nobody to chase me.
You don't feel like a bother.
Yeah,
right. Burden no more. Yeah.
So what's your plan? You this is like a time?
It's about that time for me.
Yeah. Because I know you gotta be out at the quality hour.
Just getting up on that.
What's the next step? I wanted to ask you real quick.
Early.
Pardon me, God. The earrings. I know you got flax for your earrings before.
Yeah.
Where do you stand with that now?
So the way it was put down for me is that was an older tradition or an older, kind of way of seeing it.
Okay.
For the older gods.
How do you see it? Do you see? All right. So what was the bill? What was the bill that you got as far as like the older tradition?
Yeah. That was the older tradition because you shouldn't have more than X amount of holes. The natural holes in your body. I mean, truth be told, like I had these for a while. Before coming into the nation, as as a part of my style, as a part of my
Right.
And so that's why I'm rocking them.
And that's why you continue rocking them?
Yeah.
Did you eat pork before?
Right. Yeah.
Did you bring that here too?
No.
What's the difference?
That's right, exactly.
What's right in that?
There is no difference.
Oh, there is no difference.
Yeah.
I just want you to see it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to qualify, disqualify your decision, your body. I'm just asking and just going on with you. You know what I mean? Like,
could you build? Because the build that I got was very face value.
So okay. I want to add on with this because I went through this.
Please. Because you had earrings too?
Yeah. Okay. For a while, and then brothers would be on there like a man not supposed to have more than 7 holes and stuff like that. But like I always say, mathematics is here and now, right? That just sounds like some fly thing that somebody told you not you regurgitate, not giving you a reason. The actual reason I stopped was I was building with the guy Rashima. He didn't even bring up earrings. He was just talking about a lie. He was just like one thing that stood out. He was just a man. That's it, right there. Like needed nothing extra to add it on, nothing to take away. And that's what really resonated with me. You know what I mean? Not about the saying 7 holes and you can't build with me if you like. You know what I mean? Like that's not gonna, like he just said. Younger people in here tonight, it's some old head stuff. If you can't really manifest the knowledge and wisdom for them to understand and see it clearly, and I had my ears pierced since I was a baby. My mother pierced my ears when I was a baby. You know what I mean? However, with anything that we're teaching people to do or not to do, it would be more so I would say that like give them the understanding, not just say you do this because I said so. Like
right. No, that's all I want to add on to God. Is just because I know that was an issue before. Right?
Yeah. So, but still though, like like you related it back to pork. Like we know why we don't eat swine.
Well, okay, why we don't eat swine. So now in terms of like like the pins in the head, right? Well, you haven't even gotten to that degree.
No.
But even look,
yeah.
the guy, I remember the guy, one of the guys came and he told a story about he was in a cipher in DC, and I think he said the guy, I think you was close with him, I and Unique, came and said something about the ring, and he just straight out, yo, you try to look cute? like that's adornment. Not trying to obviously but it's just like, yo, that's what
it is an adornment, right?
Even if you're doing that, just at least be real with that first. You know what I mean? As opposed, and then if you're looking for adornment, you trying to in that way. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be presentable and put together, but then you have to weigh and judge after getting knowledge. Everything is supposed to be weighed and judged that you had before. Certain things you can keep, and certain things it's like, all right, this doesn't serve a purpose here anymore. However, we can't just be doing this because we've been doing it, and we don't necessarily have to just adapt to certain things because people is forcing it on us.
Correct.
We have to weigh and judge and use mathematics, which is impartial, to see if it really makes sense and draw it up and break it down for ourselves. But if you don't see it for yourself, then it's never gonna make sense. You know?
Right. But yeah, it's an adornment. You know, I said, I got beef with. I'm like, oh yeah, you ain't the God because you know. But the way I see it is like you know, dealing with like pens, the science of pens, like sticking pens in your head and whatnot.
Right.
Now, I don't want to keep sticking pens in my head. You know what I mean? Like that's for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And interesting, you know, when I was younger, I wanted to get my left ear pierced.
Yeah.
My aunt was like, all right, you get to a certain age.
You do it on your own.
No. She was more like, man, you get to a certain age, I'm gonna take you to go get it. And then when I got to that certain age, I ain't want it no more. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because now I changed my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like these things, like as you said, like the style, like the style changes.
That's one thing I want to build about. Because you said I was building about this with somebody earlier. I was talking about more so about hairstyles, and it was like, oh well, I don't want to feel like I have to change myself for certain things. But then, what do we identify ourselves as? Because all these things are subject to change. Right. 5 years from now, you might you might not be a part of culture. You might not. You might still be, you might not, right? But you might just say, I want to take out my earrings because I just want to take out my earrings. Wearing earrings and not wearing earrings is not the essential of who you are to that on the highest level. All these things is subject to change at any moment of time with growth and development. So it's like when people feel like, oh, this is a part of who I am, we have to reflect of what do I see as who I am, as opposed to these things that change and these outside things that change and grow and develop and subject to change at any time, as opposed to the essential being of who you are, which this culture is about, being the best part, the highest part of yourself. You know.
That's the essence. That's the essence of culture. Culture is your life, like you know who you are.
Right.
And as it grows and diminishes and changes and whatnot, you know, as you don't change, you die, right? You know. But yeah, I'd like to say, you know, that was something I just wanted to ask you about because I know that was a big deal. Well, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a big deal, but like, yeah.
It was being spoken about. I know that like when they got back to the cipher up there, they were like, no.
Yeah, I forget who. And I don't even want to use the word called out because I don't even think it was like, you know, someone was calling me out on it. It was more so just like you know, to bring it up type of thing. And then yeah, it kind of just fizzled out. So I never really thought about it again.
Well, this is the thing though. We have a culture, you know what I'm saying? And you know, before you came to this culture, you were living a culture as well.
Right,
right?
Right,
so this is like the God was saying, like weighing and judging, like what you want to hold on to and what you don't hold on. Is it really worth it? Or is it not worth it? You know what I'm saying? Or does it add on to me, or does it, you know, like earrings, because I see you got them in both ears, right? So it could be seen as like, you know, that's a feminine thing too. You know, like, so we don't advocate that, you know.
Right.
But you culturally may not see it that way. You know, you may say, you know, because I know the 2 million Indians or the East Indians, they also rock.
Right.
That's a form of tribalism.
Yep.
Right. And then we, you know, want to eliminate tribalism. We want to come together and be one nation.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's just something to think about, God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In terms of that, so you won't keep running into the same thing.
What's your see on this? Since you a little younger, so what's your see on the earring thing? Like, you never had earrings, right?
No, I never had earrings, but it wasn't like it was a problem. But I've been dealing with mad different people from mad different ages. Like you can have the earrings just fly, got dominated and shit shining. You feel me?
You mean like in the culture or overall?
Overall,
Okay.
I'm saying like it's just overall. People just think the shit's fly, but it's different cases where like if you have both earrings, they could say like it's feminine or you're just gay. That's what I grew up on. Like if you're a man with 2 earrings, you're gay. But time changed. So at the end of the day, those type of definitions change. So
Right.
even with that, how I came up, it wasn't really that. But if you want to wear an earring, I don't see no problem with it. But there's gonna be a bunch of people who may see a problem with it. As long as you're able to stand on your square and really break down why you do it, then it shouldn't be a problem. That's my see.
Because when brothers would come with me with that 7 holes thing, I always bring up Freedom, Papa Wu. Like, the last build he had, build at the parliament, he had an earring in his head. You know what I'm saying? So is it the person or is the mathematics?
See that too.
You know?
That too, because sometimes it be this person got this kind of history, so we're not gonna say nothing.
But who say I'm not gonna write my own history and then so I have to do certain things? That's not how mathematics. That's like that's mathematics is impartial. You know what I mean? Even reading something that in the True Student Law Nation is 5%. Like Allah said to one of the brothers, the most valuable brothers is who's coming and teaching now. Not how long you've been here. Who's being more of a service to the community. So you could be here years, months, and days. But if somebody just came here yesterday, he's helping out more. Then that's who's more of service to the community and more of value. So it's one of those things. It's like, okay, who is I self-lord and master? We can't govern. We can govern who's around us and who we interact with, but you can't really say like you want to grab the earrings out of a brother's.
Right. And then say that try to take his birthright. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's interesting. Like it's all a cultural thing, and cultures grow and develop and change. Because when I was younger, it was like if you had it in your left ear, it was okay. If you had it in the right ear, you was gay. You know what I'm saying? Now obviously I'll be paying attention. I obviously do have just in the right ear. So, he's gay. That's as simple. Like,
but even look, we have to look at we have to draw a boundary too, because even now what's being more popularized around the younger generations, brothers is painting their nails like. And then
that's another thing.
And then brothers like Drake, stars is like Drake, Little Yachty, like the bigger stars are walking around with nail and then that's influenced the younger generation. So at what point do we say, all right, come on,
right? Because that seems like that's like an information from nah, come on, man.
To be clear, I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying.
You said yeah.
Where we have to say, okay, where is the line? There has to be a line.
Please, God, what time you gotta get on this thing?
I gotta get out next 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. We
okay.
Peace. That cipher up there, they watch, and they make sure they want that is a good representation. You come with a good represent. This every cycle. Like if I came into Now Why, I want to represent Now Why. So the brothers have that that mindset. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it comes down to the knowledge of you, who you are. It's not the knowledge of me. It's not the knowledge of that cipher. It's the knowledge of you, right? And you have a history, you have a background, but you just got to be able to also manifest that too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and like I think the most important part for trying to if we're trying to like change anything, whether it's like about yourself or whether you're trying to tell somebody else not to do anything, it's like you can't just tell them, like especially if someone's caught up in their ways. Like I've had these earrings for years, right? P. Almighty's had them since birth. It's like if someone is telling you, hey, like this is why you shouldn't have it, you need to be given that understanding, right? Like same with the pork. Like if someone didn't tell me, hey, this is why, it's just like shit. I could go for a hot dog right now. That's just tasty as hell. Like I don't know why I shouldn't be eating it, so why not?
Right. Well, for far as I can, in terms of it, it comes off as a feminine thing, and then and it seems like nowadays femininity is fashionable. You know what I'm saying? More fashionable, like I was just painting nails, like like okay, now brothers is wearing dresses, skirts and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like they like what are we doing here?
Yeah, nah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So it's like if you're the original man, then you don't need to alter yourself.
Right, no, that's right, yeah, that's right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll say it too, like, today's man, speak so the person can understand you. You know what I mean? Because I remember it reminded me of a show proof a couple years ago. From what I was told, I don't know, I wasn't there. Allah said he didn't want his likeness on any shirts and stuff like that, and the brothers was selling it like 3 years ago.
No, his brothers selling it.
Nah, I'm just saying at the show proof.
Yeah, right.
There's a brother there who just came around. He was from, I think he was from Philly, and he had the shirt on, but he didn't know that history. So I didn't tell him like, yo, take off the shirt. I just went through him like, this is why we supposed to do certain. This is why we supposed. This is the reason why. Then he was like, oh, I didn't know. He just took off the shirt. He had a white beater on there. He said that was it. I didn't have to that's not what we do.
But that's
like,
not. But it was interesting because like we were even going over like that term, the God body term.
Yeah.
Right. And it's interesting because like somebody had put like some AI of all the gods, like, all the pictures and whatnot.
Yo, I seen one with Allah, and I commented.
Oh, with Allah doing.
And I comment. It's funny because there was an old a plus lesson where they was talking about why Allah don't have that much pictures, and he said like because they'll put you one place. If they run the media, they'll have you one place and put you in another place and say you was that. So the way that the guys got him to take reflections is like, yo, if we want to teach about you, it's gonna sound like you gonna sound like a mystery too if we don't have nothing. So
and he agreed.
If you see the reflection of him and Justice with their hands in pocket, it was like staged. Like okay, we're gonna take pictures so people feel like that. You know what I mean? But it's happening now. Like brothers with AI, he not here no more. He wasn't doing that. And now you put him doing
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I see brothers sharing it too. Like I get it, you want to put it out there. When I see stuff like that, I don't interact with that. Or teach their own.
Well, okay.
But I just don't interact with that at all.
I'm glad you said that. I shared it, right?
Yeah.
Right. But I shared it as a teachable moment, meaning like, well, this is where we are, right? And then also the God body term, right? And I said that I don't subscribe to the term God body. And said, however, these are 85%. Most likely, these are 85% making these things. So. You know, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? But they're actually paying homage to it. So we can't like you can't like take an insult to that. Like you know, like some people just find an insult in a fucking bouquet of roses. Like you know what I'm saying?
People want to be disagreeable, gonna be disagreeable regardless.
Right. So I thought it was a pretty all right presentation. Is that culturally, like for me. Amongst us, I like, I don't subscribe to that. But then those brothers who got on the post, like, yo, that's something that only brothers in the '90s or the 2000s have a problem with. When we was in the '80s and we heard God body, we didn't have a problem with it. Okay, I mean, I was taught that's slang, right? Okay, that's slang. But then I also noticed that the younger generations, they're gonna always come with the slang, and the older brothers. Don't do that like when brothers say like, what's you got a foundation? Now don't talk like that. Don't use the mathematics.
I'll say this, God, because I realized I do think the slang thing did hamper the nation at some point too. And I remember even watching one of your old interviews and one of the guys, I think Understanding Born Divine Allah.
Understanding Born Allah.
Yeah, the going through the like knowledge, K-Now, Cypher. And he was like one thing that stood out to me. He said, that's how people his age do it, and then tomorrow will come around and be like, don't do that. I told y'all stop doing that. Yeah, right, and they will stop doing it in front of them and still do it behind it. But that means it wasn't me that brothers wasn't telling you not to do it. You just wasn't in the people just did what they wanted to do it. And now we see the results of that in the sense of people just using it as like slang.
But see,
because when I first came, I don't even say now cipher. I don't say none of that. When I first came, I was like, you know what I mean? But once I realized, okay, words have meanings. The if we say in mathematics, the science of everything in life, and the alphabet is the language of the land, it should be dealt with the utmost importance. So I'm not gonna just like play around like that. You know what I mean? But nobody enforced that to me. The more my understanding grew, I made that decision on my own. Like, and then when I'm building with brothers and I'm teaching, I give them that perspective. I don't say don't say that. I just say this is why I do this. This is how I see it. Maybe you should go with other brothers and get more of a full round
perspective. Right. Well, God, language and culture grows and develops, and like you gotta think what culture started out this way, and 100, 200, even 1,000 years later, like stayed remains absolutely the same.
I'm not. It's not that aspect. It's more so what do you utilize it for? Because look, if people say that think it's just like word games, they're gonna just take it as word games as well.
Right,
The
right,
outside,
right.
but if people are saying, if I'm talking to people regularly, like I remember I was building with somebody, he was like, "Oh, you don't sound like a 5%. What 5%? Am I supposed to be like, nah, it's wisdom born, you know? Because nah, I'm talking regular. You don't even understand that language. So if I'm gonna convey whatever I'm trying to convey to you for you to understand it,
Right.
I have to come to the people as the people.
As
So
people.
who's that language really for, you know? And I also use realize some people use that language as a tool. So like, I mean, as a shield. So they'll say because you know God, like, you know, I remember building with a brother. He said, you know, because the wisdom is supposed to reflect the sun. I said, what that mean? He said, you know what I mean. I said,
No, I know.
I said, can you say it in your own words? He couldn't say it. So why are you saying that? You know what I mean? You know, even the other day, it's just so much things with stuff like that. I hear people say they'll use like face value, spookiness, because you know, and I'm like, yo, use your own words. Let me see if you really know what you're talking about. If not, don't come here and pose.
Well, God, to the point of the God body thing, right? It was interesting. Like I said, I don't use that term. However, when I was at 85er, I was 9 years old, 11 years old, right? Or 12, and I heard somebody say God body, and I ain't never heard that term. I thought they were saying guard, and then when I heard them say, "You saying guard?" No, we saying God. You calling yourself God? Yeah. Now that sparked me, and that made me want to look into it further. You know what I'm saying? So the language, and this is amongst my peers. Yeah. So it wasn't like these older brothers. These was like people my age, 11, 12, saying God body. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of gave me, like, I wanted to see. Then I came and got it. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't think there should be a beef with, certain things. I don't think.
I personally don't say God body, but if you're older than me and say that, I don't really. But if I see somebody younger than me or around my age, I'll have a conversation, and then after that, that's their choice. You know?
Right. We at least make knowledge born. That's a slang.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And slang is part of a part of what
that slang
develops language.
From my understanding, it came from the 85%. Because remember, you did an interview with
Rob Mel Supreme.
They said because they don't feel all the time feeling just saying God, so they add the God body because it makes it feel like to them it might seem like paying homage.
That's a term. That was a term of respect from an 85% point of view. They ain't necessarily want to say that you was the God, So they'll say, yeah, he's the God body.
So you're saying 85% came up with
85% basically coined and popularized that term. This is not out of the lexicon or the language of a large 5%. Initially.
And I know a brother who's out out west, and he said, yo, that God body shit
started.
No. But now it's this though. He said no. That actually like those brothers who are murderous, killing, doing that gang stuff. They like no. I want to know that God body stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it has an attracting powers amongst the people over there. So he's saying like that's why I use it. You see what I'm saying? Like so if it's useful for him.
Pork has attractive powers in some places. We can't just everything that's attractive. Lies have attractive powers in some places. You know what I mean? So it's just like just because they have an attractive power don't mean it's right.
It's true. That's true. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
I get what you
slang. Yeah, slang. Cause slang. Like you amongst your peers, you amongst certain people, and you hear like certain words being used. You like, what's that? Like, I might hear y'all say something like, wait a minute, am I in tune? Am I getting old? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that word? You know what I mean? Like,
but then I don't know. I'm just very adamant about this because it's just one of those things. It's one of those things I see. Even when, because I've heard brothers build about this. Like, are we in our culture? Or are we following the outside culture now? Because even when I hear brothers say stuff like, "I know Diddy," I'm like, "What is that, bro? Come on, we adults." Like, you know what I'm saying? Come on. But to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, because I grew up at a certain age. I still say pause sometimes, and then somebody pointed it out. I think one time that happened. I said it, and he pointed it out to me like, "Come on, we all grown here, man. My bad." You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those
right. So we do have to safeguard our culture and our language and use it. But however, we also gotta realize that language and culture actually lives and breathes and grows and develops. what I'm saying, over time. You know what I'm saying? Like, like my I forget who I was dealing with, but I would say like no culture. I can't find one.
If it don't change, it dies. But
right.
there's, like, I remember somebody saying there's difference between growth and development and graftation. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So then that's where the fine line comes in. Is it beneficial? Is it something that's gonna add value to people's life, or are we just doing it just to do it? Because if it's nothingness, equality degree in the 1 to 36, you know, like it doesn't give nothing. What are we doing it for?
What are we doing it for?
It's rather for the betterment of the people, or you taking advantage. It's one of the other.
Just because it's a distraction. It's not adding monetary in their life.
Yeah, bro. And they're gonna keep piling people up with these distractions, no matter how they do that daily.
Yeah.
We got IG, we got Facebook, we got all these other social media platforms to try to distract people, and then whatever they put on those platforms is try to fill them with doubt and fear, and if not that, it's a false sense of fantasy that they could do certain things. So it's a lot of different factors when it comes to that. But a person needs to come to a realization like, yo, I gotta start with me first, and then once they do that, they gotta see, oh, this works for me, this don't. I bet I could do the social media thing. I could probably do skits. I could probably put on my music on there. I could probably want to do like a get ready with me if it's a female. You feel me? Like they do stuff like that. But a person has to realize like, yo, like they had to take control of these certain things and not let it. An algorithm literally created to leave them distracted. Like at the end of the day, they gotta take control of their own stuff. Rather it be on social or rather just out here.
Peace.
It's a good bill. Impromptu. I didn't even know. Well, he told me he was coming. And I was gonna leave at a certain time, but he told me he was coming. I was like, might as well stay. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you was.
Yo, God, I want to get to yo, God. This is a good class, right? A good platform. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I could, like I said, support this, like, and add on, like this. My students is calling, yo, God. Yo, I'm inspired. Like I have a student in Florida. Like I'm inspired. The young guys is building at the school. Like so.
It's funny because one of the guys who was out here at Show Proof that I met, he hit me up like, yo, how can we add on? I would have, if you had to do, I'm like, yeah, I would have keep it control. But it's funny, it's literally the day after, God, one of the clips you said he's in the cipher in the clip. So after him saying he watched all the videos and stuff, whatever you put that clip up, he's in the cipher. You know what I mean? Everything is real, you know?
Peace. Yeah. But yeah, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching y'all grow and develop. This is how you take the devil off the planet. Coming together and making ours born. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I always be telling me when we be talking, I'm like, yo, we could take over the world. Like, not even, it might sound like you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you should be thinking like that.
Everything sounds absurd until the person does it. You know what I mean? Right. And I always feel all the stuff from the flag to the mathematics to the alphabets. 60-something years, it's still the talk of the town, it's still the media, it's still people, celebrities, it's still. So you know what? Let's really live this out, come together and put our resources and bring it, not just the face value aspects of the nation, but the really what we are about, what we stand for as a unit, as a nation, as a universal family, you know?
Peace, God. Well said, God. Anything else you want to add on before we sign off? Peace to our nation.
Yeah, peace to now what? Thank you for having me, God.
Yeah. Peace. You know, those are my brothers up there, man. You know, I got a lot of respect for, in particular, Born Truth and El Supreme. And the reason why, you know, I shout them out because, you know, they really like no nonsense.
Yeah, they don't be like
those brothers is no nonsense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and like, if you really want to get it, like, you know, get with them. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna, you know, they may take you through it.
Yeah.
And it might feel, you know, a certain way, but once you get through that gauntlet, it's like you battle tested now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I got so when I went up there, you know, Born King, you know, he's taking me to to the concerts, he's taking me to everybody around town, and then I was like, yo, I want to give a Born Truth. Born Truth was like, yeah, I don't want to give him Kim. I was like, what's up? He's like, well, I'm going to tell you why. He actually came and added on with me. He was like, you know, like, I'm not for, like, the Kim's action type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I want you to know what's really real. Some of these brothers don't even know 120. They all into this hip hop thing, and, you know, like, they don't even know. Let's get that right. So from that point, I was like, I'm always tapping with that God. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo, everything is real because it's a brother he teaching out there called Just I Add, a culture seed, right? And but he make music. We built out there. It's like the brother.
is that the that student? Born True
Born
student?
True student. Yeah.
Okay.
But like from what I understood,
That's a part of that group.
He got taught directly from Born True, from what I understand.
Okay.
However, like the way he taught him was like he made sure he got back in school. He met his family. He made sure like certain principles and stuff was intact. So I was like, oh, I didn't even know the brother did music. So I clicked this link. I'm like, I like it. I'm like, yo, we should work. He was like, yeah, let me finish my semester in school first. I was like, oh, I already see where my mind is at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that should be the standard, man. Like, you know, like that goes back to the, you know, how we, like, your values. Like, what's your values? Like, value this knowledge. It's gonna get harder to retain it. What's your degree now?
Wisdom understanding.
Wisdom understanding. Today's mathematics.
Yeah, oh wow.
Woo! Yeah, I mean, you.
Tell us what the promised nation you would do.
Wow. My son is old. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know what I mean? Like, but, yeah, God, just keep going, God. You know what I mean? Keep going. You know, willfully, you know, this time next year, you have it completed. You have 120. You know what I'm saying?
And you have resources. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all got each other's, obviously y'all got each other's number already, so you know.
Yeah. So then anything else you want to add on?
I'm good. I gotta get out of here soon, very soon.
Peace.
Push it in a little bit. Peace.
You must do your own research, as I did.
INFMEGA did this.